Hello and hello to you on this afternoon and on this day, the 27th of June 2020. I want to take a few minutes to address the judiciary of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, and particularly to one of the member states, the island nation state of Dominica, and to the Attorney General and the rank and file of the judiciary, to address some problematic issues with the way in which you have been operating these courts. Now, not too long ago, as a matter of fact, I believe this week, one of our friends and our dear colleague passed away, Mr. Michael Bruni. Mr. Michael Bruni was a friend. He was an associate to a certain degree. He was also a family member. He had been our instructor and our tutor in high school in mathematics. Now, we had come to realize in preparing a message on the departure of Mr. Bruni, it's possible that the audio was not very well, was not working very well, or it comes out a little silent like the Godfather, you know. And so we decided then that we would make a video and send you a link to a video message wherein you could see us. At least you'd have an opportunity to see us before we die and before you die. And we said in there that one occasion we went to see Bruni in 2017, and we said, "Hey Mikey, we're dying. When are we going to finish these cases?" And Mikey said, "I'm sorry that you're dying." I said, "Well, Mikey, it's not an immediate issue such that I am aware of a catastrophic illness or a terminal illness, rather. It's a proper word, right? I know you all like proper words." So Mikey showed concern, and Mikey now is dead. He has departed. Okay? And it drives home the message of what I was trying to say to him at the time and what I'm trying to say to the system and to the judges and to the Attorney General and to all the people down there that's fucking around and intercussing us with no foreplay, sodomizing, not intercussing, sodomizing us with no foreplay and with no lubrication. No foreplay and no lubrication is how I have been sodomized by George Bernie Stevenson, a world-renowned sodomite. I would even say to a certain degree by Attorney General Levi Peter, because Levi Peter is not doing his job. And moreover by this lady Desma Charles, the chief registrar in St. Lucia. She is a world-class sodomite. That lady does not know how to put together, to manage the courts, to manage the cases. She sends a notice out for an appellate court meeting. It is just a broad, oh, the court will sit on Monday, the 10th of October. She does not send you a detail to say this is the day that your case is scheduled to be heard. All these years, Desma Charles is working in this system. All these years, Desma Charles is earning over $100,000 a year. She have nowhere else to go. She is stuck on that little island of St. Lucia. When she come from work, all she have to do is to go eat some dashing, some bananas, and some breadfruit and codfish. But yet she cannot find time to do her work, to make sure that the courts are running efficiently. My people, not only has Mr. Bruni died, but a plaintiff and a defendant who serves as both a plaintiff who brought a case against us and for whom we have a case against him, and that case has been before the court since 2009. 2009. My star witness have died. My wife has departed to go and become a fucking ancestor. And now Mikey Bruni has died. So are you all waiting for me to fucking die? Is that what you all want, for me to fucking die so my case doesn't get fucking decided? I don't give a fuck if you all feel offended that I use the fucking cuss words towards you. Because at the end of the day, you ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, sodomites, people who like to sodomize people with no foreplay and with no lubrication. And I'm telling you, this year, as you are already witnessing in the world, everywhere people are tired. People are saying enough is enough. It doesn't matter who the oppressor is. If the oppressor look like me, it's still an oppressor. And you have to overthrow the oppressor. You have to overthrow incompetence. You have to overthrow ineptness. How many years we've been telling you about Oswald Walsh, that he's an illiterate, that he's incompetent, that he needs to be removed, being the chief registrar. And all the time he was working illegally. He knows the law. He knows when he reached retirement age. But Walsh pulled one on you. And then the Minister of National Security, a man that don't know his ass from his bottom. That man don't know his ass from his bottom. You know, I would like to speak softly. I don't want to scream at you. I know you're so sensitive. You can't take a strong person. You can't take strong words. You want me to speak softly and carry a big stick. So I'm going to speak softly. I'm not going to get excited anymore. Where's excitement getting me? Where has it gotten me? 10 years we've been communicating. The only thing that's going to make you all act is when I tell you, in all truthfulness, this year we're going to pray for you to die as well. Okay? My wife died. My good friends died. All this first 6 months of 2020, all we've been doing is saying goodbye to our friends, to our clients, to people who are dear to us. You're not dear to us. I mean, I'd like to think that you are, but the way you behave, your kind of prejudice that you all have, because you all think you all was under the British, so some of you all are better than everybody else. And don't talk about how you think you're better than Americans and you're better than African Americans, and you're just better than everybody because you're from a little Caribbean island where you used to shit in a pool and go throw it in the bush, and you used to wipe your anus with a rock. You know, that's how you started life. But now you're an attorney, you're a judge, and you feel like, you know, no one can touch you. Well, I come to tell you different now. I come to tell you today that you are human just like us. You bleed just like us. You are immortal just like us, and soon you will leave the sin. Okay, we're going to stay on the sin because we're going to finish our business before we die. That is the promise that I've made to my family and to my children and to my grandchildren. And none of you are going to outlive me. You're not going to see me die before we settle that case, because Fenty Rock, the plaintiff and the defendant, Fenty Larrock, has died. And Michael Bruni and I met with the judge of the appellate court in October of 2018. And the court ruled in our favor. And then Mr. Walsh, who's supposed to publish the opinion of the court and the order of the court, Mr. Walsh cannot write and speak English. If you go back and you look at the documents that Walsh sent to me and how he captured the decision, it was so vague. I mean, if I did not insist that he wrote verbatim what the judge and Mr. Bruni and I agreed to, we would never have a proper order, a proper publicized order. Walsh is an attorney, and Walsh does not know how to write email. Walsh does not know how to write email, okay? Walsh is an illiterate, and there are many other illiterates in the system. And when you are an illiterate person, when you come from poverty and you get a little power or you get a little boost in life, you think you're over everybody. Just look at some of the political leaders in your banana republics, you know, who are in pursuit of graft, fraud, and mismanagement. And look how we hit you with COVID-19. And you can't go anywhere. You can't go to Britain. You can't go to Canada. You can't go to Florida. You can't go to the United States. You are stuck. And your blood sugar is going higher and higher every day because all you're doing is just eating and eating everything inside. Lamoui, gel cochon, bonda buick. You tell me you eating it because you're stuck at home. So I'm coming to tell you all, everybody from the Chief Justice on down, you know, I've lost all respect for the judiciary, for the attorneys, for the Judge Bernie Stevenson. That lady is a politicized judge. She's corrupt. She shows signs that her memory is fading. And I'm not trying to put that on her. But I am telling you, when you screw around with the voodoo master, when you go out of your way for no reason, I'm nobody. I'm not one of your big colleagues. I don't have no big degree. I don't have no big title. I'm not no doctor. I'm not the right honorable. I'm not the attorney. I'm just an ordinary citizen, Peter Lander. That's all I am, citizen Lander. Citizen Lander wants his case that has been languishing for 10 years in your court. After the appeal, 2 years has passed by. Desmond Charles still sending me in 2019 a schedule telling me that the appeal court will be meeting again in 2019 and my case is on the docket. Don't you see Desmond Charles to be fired the same way Walsh is fired? Get a young person. Give some young person an opportunity to have a career. Give a young person an opportunity to get a job. Get rid of these old people like Desmond Charles, Bernie Stevenson, and of course, Rayburn Blackmore, an illiterate police who has sort of weaseled his way into politics. An illiterate from the village of Maho who doesn't know his bottom from his ass, and a world-renowned sodomizer who no doubt is looking to sodomize my pretty ass with no lubrication and no foreplay. Now hear me tell you all this. You all can feel insulted, you all can get mad, and if you do, you watch this video and you don't like me some more, that is good for me because it plays into the prayer, it plays into the voodoo. It is our job to raise your blood pressure, to make you angry, to make you mad. You see, if you didn't want us to be in your business, you'd have let us move on, right, and stop playing all these dirty tricks with the legal system. Now we got Anthony Commodore out there. We haven't even spoken about him. And Gloria Lara. And Anthony Commodore tricked the court. He's a very deceitful person. He's a cockroach. He has to be crushed. Okay? Anthony Commodore has to be crushed. And Anthony Commodore will be crushed. Michael Bruni may reach out from hell. Because, you know, people like us, we don't go to heaven. We want to go to hell, where the party is, where the women are, where the alcohol is, where the good drugs are. Yes, yes, we want to have some good drugs when we die. We don't want to live that miserable life we're living here. So this is what I'm saying. Anthony Commodore lied before the court. Bernie Stevenson gives him a judgment against me. He only have 3 paragraphs in his claim, very vague. Claim he's challenging a probate that has already been probated. There is no proof of relationship. There is no submission of the document that he's claiming to challenge. There is no explanation on what grounds he's bringing it. I have never seen such illiteracy in the judiciary until I started to practice law in the Caribbean. You all some real ass fucked up people. You're no different than our white oppressors. You are elements of neo-colonialism. Many of you are not even educated. You are very schooled in colonial behavior. You're what we call a fifth column. You are the people who descended, who always thought the white man water was better, the white man education was better. And you think because you got a degree from the University of the West Indies in a colonial, neo-colonial educational tradition, and because you went to Canada, and you went to England, and you went to France, and you went to Germany, somehow that makes you better. Well, I'm in the United States, and I have not been to Stanford or Harvard or MIT. I have not been to Yale. I don't have any big pedigree. But one thing I do have is voodoo power. Voodoo power and voodoo prayer. And this year, we are going to unleash this voodoo on everybody. We are going to teach a lesson to people like Anthony Commodore and people like Oswald Walsh. We are not done with Oswald Walsh. Just because you fired Oswald Walsh does not mean the struggle does not continue against Oswald Walsh. A lucha continua. La lucha continua. We are going to bring to Oswald Walsh for the cruelty and for the evil that is done. We're going to deliver and administer judgment against him. And any of you who continue to act inept, to act incompetent, and to do things just because you think you have power and you can do it, and pretend when the sky is blue and you can see the sky blue, you want to say it's red. Well, guess what? We'll visit upon you this year. We'll make your diabetes uncontrollable. We'll make your high blood pressure uncontrollable. We'll introduce different forms of cancers to you through prayer and through judgment, because we have done nothing to earn your anger. Nothing. Not even this video. Not even calling you out of your name. Not calling you an illiterate. Not calling you that you are incompetent. Not calling the Minister of National Security an illiterate from Maho. That is not enough for you to go and take action against a person because you hold power. We have the right to speak. We have the right to object and to say what we feel. And I am not going to go through this life right here in the United States when I say something to those crackers, to those Europeans. The first thing the white woman does is call the police against me. But guess what? It doesn't faze me. What's her emergency? Light-skinned black man. I'm old. What's my threat? You see, we have to give them a reason now to really fear us. And that day is coming. Because you see, the people are not scared anymore. People are rising up. Here, there, and everywhere. And even where you are. When the people come out from the COVID-19, you're going to see a new kind of people. People not going to just take being sodomized, being raped without lubrication and foreplay anymore. COVID-19 has shown you that all your millions which you obtained illegally are of no importance. It's of no avail. It couldn't rescue you. You can't leave Trinidad. You can't leave any little island to go to the Grand Cayman to check on your account. And you certainly couldn't get to Switzerland or to the United States of America. And so all you do is say, I have all this land, I have all this money. But when you walk around Roseau and Canefield and Maho and wherever you are, you're walking around in some old clothes, you don't even shave. Unfortunately, I couldn't shave for you today. So much work to look handsome for you all. I decided I'll just be rugged. I didn't get my hair did, so I got my NYPD. I support the NYPD. So there's a new militancy now. People are going to be taking matters into their own hands. So listen, when you think you're a little judge or big judge or big attorney, the thing is you live on a little island in a little lake, and everybody know where you live. Everybody know where you travel to and from work. Everyone knows who your relatives are, who your children are. You know, like the police threatened me one time on Dominica. You know, they have this police scared, say the army support him, he have enforcers. And the man said they would arrest me for practicing voodoo, and they would give me. And the man was just a young boy in his early 30s, you know, and here I am, I could be his father, and he disrespected me. Tell me when they take me to the station, I'll get a good beating on the way. You see, the police are sadistic Christians, sodomizers, brutalizers all over the world. They are all gangs. Whether it's in the United States, it doesn't make a difference if you're abused by European police or by a Negro or a Hamite in one of your island nation states. Oppression is oppression. Now, what I wanted to say to that policeman, that young man on the island, and I'm saying it to all of you, I'm saying it from Blackmore on down, I'm saying it to Skerrit on down, I'm saying it to any goddamn other human being. The same way that you feel that you can raise your hands on this here voodoo master, on this here leader of Ham, Pope Peter Emmanuel, and ham a piece of hair from my head, I want you to know that I too have the capabilities to retaliate. I will absorb your blow, but when I come back, I hope you won't be there, because whatever I will do to you in retaliation, I can be certain that I'll probably regret it. I'll probably regret it. Okay? So here's what I'm saying. We all should write our wills. Okay? You should write your will. You should have a will prepared. You should give away your assets. If you think that you're not going to leave, you're going to die anytime now or whenever time it is. You just don't know when you're going to die. You can just die at any time. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all my assets in other people's name, people who I think will survive me. And I will leave at their mercy. So when I need something, I go, I ask them, I say, hey, daughter, can I have 10,000? Can I have 5,000? Can I have 20,000? You know, and so on. Then the land that we're trying to settle in Dominica, we need to settle that so that I can give those whom I have to give their share, okay? So let me fucking tell you all this. We're going to settle that this year now, because otherwise we're going to visit the COVID on you. We're going to visit the prostate cancer on you. We're going to visit the breast cancer on you. We're going to visit the cervical cancer on you, okay? We're going to make your diabetes go out of control. We're going to visit amputations on you, okay? So you can see that in life, it only takes a disease like COVID-19 to make us all equal again. So, if you want to keep sabotaging us, keep it up. Okay? So, let me tell you this. We believe, and we always believe, that the pen is mightier than the sword. You see, this is the pen. And this is the camera, and this is the video. We believe this media is way more powerful. After all, think about it. Could I really just rush into your place of business or your home and pop a bullet in your skull? No. What would that do? It would ruin me and it would ruin you. But imagine the power of this video media to speak to you. I come right into your home, wherever you are, around the world. And if you speak or you listen because you feel captivated as a member of the audience, immediately I have made a connection with you. And immediately one or two things is going to happen. Either it is going to be an uplifting message, or it's going to impact you in a negative way. You say, oh, look at that fellow. Listen to him talk about video. Listen to him talk about putting curses on people. Is he threatening me? No, I'm not threatening you. I am blessing you with prayer. I am blessing you with voodoo, because you have shown that you are corrupt and you are guilty of corruption on earth. So here's why I'm saying, this pen, okay, this pen, this camera, this GoPro camera, and if I walk out with it, okay, in the public, I can create more havoc I create more havoc with the GoPro than I do with a gun. Now let me show you one of the guns that we have invested in. Okay, so this is the AK-47. Okay, you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? The AK-47, you see it, right? Now nowadays, because of the current situation, and we know that people are planning to come and kill us in acts of genocide, the United States Constitution allows us to bear arms. So we have our own little private militia, which is the armed wing of God's electronic army. But we don't promote, nor do we advocate violence. You cannot get too far with violence. Violence is only going to be used when our backs are against the wall and we cannot do anything else. As a matter of fact, our preferred method of assassination and elimination is through the use of poisons. Okay? We follow deeply in the tradition of Francois Macandal, who is our leader, who came from the Congo, and who is the one in Haiti, taught us and laid the seeds of our revolution. And he poisoned as many masters of the French that he could find. He taught us how to use the castor bean. He taught us many things that I cannot tell you because your mind is not ready for such knowledge. So Francois taught us the use of poisons. We know how to get resin from the castor bean. We know how to take the liver of the blowfish and to get the poisons out of it. So this gun, you know, a lot of people think they're big and bad because they have a gun. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. You see, my tongue is much more effective than this gun. My pen is much more powerful than this gun. I can reach way more people with my pen and with my video than I could ever kill with this gun. This thing only has 30 bullets, okay? So 30 bullets, and I have 2 additional clips, okay? So that's 90 bullets. Will I be able to kill 90 people? No. They'll kill me before I even get a shot out. So these guns are purely for show. Purely for show. In 30 years, I have only tried these guns 2 times. 2 times at the gun range. That's how interested I am in guns. But in 30 years, this pen has been working. And this year that pen is going to work. God bless you. I bless you. I say that we have to do away with incompetence. Desmond Charles must go. Rayburn Blackmore must go. Oswald Walsh must be administered justice. The cockroach, Anthony Commodore, must be crushed. Crushed. Never to raise his ugly head again. And we will settle these cases this year. You incompetent Desmond Charles, tell me why 2 years after an appeal that you have not sent out a schedule or put the case back on the docket. And Levi Peter, tell me what happened to the documents that I filed into the case with Anthony Commodore when his own niece is serving and signing the documents. You see, you have no concept of a conflict of interest. Absolutely none. You don't even, the Prime Minister, who is the prime example, is the Minister of Finance. He doesn't have possible deniability. When they say who stole the money, the buck has to stop on him. Because he's the Minister of the Finance, he signs off on the purchase orders. He signs off with the Chinese to sell your sovereignty. Ye Hamites, we could be greater, we could be stronger, we could be more efficient, We could be more proficient. We could do right by one another. But we choose instead to get caught up in personalities, in egos, and to think each one of us is better than the other one. Well, I don't have your big pedigree. I don't even have as many guns as you. You have the guns of the state. You have the men and women of the state to work as your foot soldiers. And our soldiers are not as many as yours, but we do have a qualitative edge. For every 100 of your men, we have one person only, is a ratio of 1 to 100. You see, we are like the Israelis. We are like the Jews in Israel, in Palestine. You see, when they kill one Jew, Israel goes and it kills about 1,000 Arabs. So the ratio is 1,000 to 1. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, plus 7. So in our case here, we are saying to you that if we go to war against you, one of us can eliminate 100 of you. So we don't want war, okay? Because you see, we had the pen in the right hand and the gun in the left hand. We put the gun down and we pick up the pen. We put the gun down and we pick up our cameras. We are advocates. We like to speak. We like to talk. We like to negotiate. We don't make threats. We make promises. And God keeps all of his promises. So on today, I know this is a wrong rambling from one subject to the other type of presentation, and that's what makes it exciting and make it fun. And that's why you should listen to it and not be bored by it. So today we're saying to you the matter of Lander versus Fenty Larocque, 141 of 20. I think they changed the case numbers along the way, so it's now 141 of 2011. And there's another one, and then there's the one with Gloria LaRocque and Anthony Commodore, all of which are deficient, all of which do not have grounds. The only one that has grounds is my caveat against Fenty, and we have to sustain that. And I'm telling you all that if you all don't behave well this year and going forward, I do promise you, you will get COVID. You will get sick. And you will die too. And I'm not going to die before you all. I will die when we take care of this matter, because I am the only one in my family who can settle this matter. And I am the leader of the family. With that said, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I hope that you can go to the beach. I hope that you can go to the river. I hope that you can go fishing and that you'll have lots of fish, lots of good food, some good dashing, some good banana, and good plantains. And don't eat too much of it in one sitting, because it's going to raise your blood sugar. You see, I'm not the one going to, you see, here's the thing. I said to you, your blood sugar is going to get high. It's not me that's going to do it. You're going to do it for me. And I just want to end by saying Mikey was fun. He was an exciting guy. He was charismatic. He knew how to entertain. I could refer to him as the court gesture, no pun intended, and no disrespect. Okay, he always cracked jokes. And the last time we saw each other in 2018, we smoked a cigarette next to that very, very old building that doubles as a high court. But I was serving as a court because of the hurricane, but that they use for parliament. And if you're a friend of Blackmore and you see him, tell him Pope Emmanuel said that he is not qualified to be the Minister of National Security and the Minister of Justice. He has not written or originated any law, any kind of reform in that position. I understand the Prime Minister is scared of him. I don't know what he has over the Prime Minister. And he's a thug. Blackmore is really a thug, okay? And some of these guys, you know, and that's the thing when I tell you that people not taking it anymore and there's a new militancy. I think there's going to be a new generation of people, not people that say, oh, you give me a house, you give me a roof, I'm going to vote for you, you give me money at Red Clinic, but people who are going to be compassionate conservatives like us, who believes in the right to work type of situation, who don't believe that government has to be responsible for people from the cradle to the grave. That kind of dependency we do not go for. And we know that the government and the treasury is not the personal property of the Prime Minister. Let me say this again. The treasury of Dominica is not the property of Roosevelt Skerritt. And one day is going to come when the people whom you underestimate will rise up and overthrow you. And they will chase you through the streets. They will corner you. And you will see that all of your big houses and all of your money in foreign banks could not save you from the day of reckoning. It comes, it happens. You have to know when to quit while you're ahead. You have to know when to take your treasure and go about your business. May the Lord have mercy upon you. Christ have mercy. Christ have peace. Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy. May the peace of Christ Jesus, Christ the Redeemer, the one who gave his life, this most dearest of price, in martyrdom at the hands of Pontius Pilate, upon the cross, that you and I may know how to find peace amongst one another, to resolve our differences through dialogue and through negotiation. I ask Lord Jesus Christ to come between us and to give us his hope and his blessing. And I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to us having a long run together. Longevity has its merits. May Christ be with you as he is with me. I hope to see each one of you soon. Each one of you. May you continue to be strong and be protected, and may the veil of the protection of the Voodoo Church and all its saints and all its warriors be upon you. And I ask you, in the name of my Holiness, in the name of Francois Macandal, to whom we give all the glory and all the strength that he has given to us, we ask you to come around to understanding the ideology for which we stand, and to try to do your best, to be the best as what you do. If you are a registrar, be above board and don't show don't be partial towards other people. Do your job right. If you're a judge, do your job right. If you're an attorney, do your job right. When somebody pay you, deliver. Because if you don't deliver, your fate will... You see, I didn't even tell you about Joshua Francis and Cara Shillingford and the money they took from us, the blood money, and how Joshua's entire life unraveled. He lost his wife, he lost his children, he lost his seat in parliament, and he got charged with allegedly with having sex with minors. And that's another big problem all over the world, not just in the Caribbean, that men don't know when they have power, when they have money, how to manage their money and their sex and their power. We will talk about money, sex, and power in my next sermon and my next address. And I do want to apologize to each of you for using these curse words. But I think cussing is much simpler than violence. I think expressing yourself out of frustration and using a few curse words, you shouldn't get offended by it, because if you don't curse, you don't say intercourse, then that means you don't even have sex. And if you can't say sodomization without lubrication and without foreplay, then that means you don't have sex, whether it's heterosexual or sodomized sex. Anyway, I am your man of the minute, your man of the hour. Wouldn't you like me to be your politician, your representative? I mean, what office would you like me to hold? Don't you think maybe I could be an ambassador? Yeah, I think I could be an ambassador. I mean, maybe somebody can put in a word for me. Until we meet again, which won't be very long, because I'm kind of excited to have this medium now, and I can record and talk with you. Like I say, it's much stronger than a gun, stronger than a bullet. It can reach much more people. You see, that's what my president would say. Much, much more people. God bless you. I bless you. and I'll see you soon.